right, now we got another guest coming on here. It's Dan Gregory, actor, writer, producer. What's up, Dan? How are you?
Hey, what's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Great.
All right, brother.
So, again, another person we had in the studio once before for Hang On to Your Shorts, but I thought, now we're doing the one-on-one kind of things on Cullen on Film, and you haven't been on my show yet, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to have you on because as you look on Facebook, you have a lot of things going on even now during all this time.
Hey, thanks for having me, Chris. Yeah, it's always cool to, be on a platform like this, and you're a cool dude, a talented guy, and I'm honored to be on, actually. I think I've just been lucky because there's so many projects in pre-production right now that, I'm very shameless with my pursuit of, acting work. So I send my resume anywhere and everywhere, like, with people I want to work with. Even if I don't know you, I'm going to reach out somehow. And even if 9 out of 10 people discard me, 1 out of 2 give me a chance. And I simply don't post about all of my failures. I focus on the good. So that's all you're going to hear about is the successful stuff.
That's how I get people for the show. I put out 10, I get 1. No, that's, but that's what you have to do. You have to be persistent in that way. So you know the game, you play in the game right, and it's working out for you, isn't it?
So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, obviously, with Corona, things are bad. People are sick or whatever, and there's some negative things going on in the world. But I'm trying to look at the positives. I'm trying to just spend some time with my family, my friends, my girlfriend, award-winning Latina director Jayla Perez. I got to give her a shout out.
We'll have to have her on the show by herself one other time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she would love to. We just got news about an hour ago. She got a filmmaker nomination at the MLC Awards in Green Bay for her film Carmen. So I'm excited for her. And our leading lady, Lorena Gonzalez, got an individual Latina performance shout out as well from that festival. A very cool festival.
It's going to be playing at Hang On to Your Shorts as well.
Yeah, it's going to be at Hang On to Your Shorts. I'm excited about that. It was successful at the Awesome Bright Side.
Yeah.
It's a fun, daring, offbeat little short, and it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I feel like the people that like it, really enjoy it, and others are, I mean, if you know some of my work and you do things like tell me something good, sometimes it's controversial, but I try to go in for strong stuff.
Yeah.
And unapologetically as an artist, if it's not for you or for your audience, I understand that. And if it is, then I hope you enjoy it,
Well, that movie you just mentioned there, it has a nice run too as well for all the festivals.
Tell me something
good. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was one of these late bloomer kind of shorts where I had a link to it and I watched it a couple of years later, and I thought it's sad that this little passion project that I wrote and started and just wound up on a YouTube link. Yeah. And then one night I'm just sipping on a few beers and I created my own Film Freeway account, and the very first place I sent it to was Brightside, and honestly it was well received there. I was super excited to get the Rising Star Award that season, which really made me excited. And then I started sending it everywhere, and it's had a pretty successful run. And the finale will be, I believe, at Hang On to Your Shorts. I think that'll be the end of a nice almost 2-year run now for Tell Me Something Good. Wow. So shout out to Sean Fewer, great director, everybody at Narrow Bridge Films in Bayonne for being a part of that project with me. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up too.
How did you get involved with Narrow Bridge? I was just talking to Cameron Spector, a young filmmaker, and we were talking about how you meet people at festivals and you get together and you form these groups and you work with them for one film and another, and then you kind of rotate positions and things like that. Is that kind of how Narrow Bridges came about?
Narrow Bridge is a Bayonne film company, if anyone's not familiar with. Also, shameless plug to Narrow Bridge. If anyone's watching, and I know a lot of people are because Chris Cullen's a popular dude, Narrow Bridge Films has their own website, www.narrowbridgefilms.com. There's an entire web series and a lot of short films. So check it out. Also, we have our feature Cabin of Errors streaming on Amazon Prime, free with a subscription. But all right, so I went to high school with Sam Platinsky, who's the CEO and sometimes dictator, if you will, of Narrow Bridge Film.
Yeah.
And I wasn't an actor back then. He was, and it wasn't something I found until later in life. I was almost in my mid-20s when talented director Blake Zawaski gave me a shot in a student film. And then I reconnected with Sam because he put on Facebook he was starring in an off-Broadway show. So him and I started hanging out together. And then he offered me a role in his first feature film, Blaming George Romero, which had a limited festival run. But it's a fun little indie, which is already a decade old, pretty much about like zombies. And it's dramatic. It's funny. It's, you know, it's a cool film.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have if you look at your IMDb now, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, just rolling down there. You're just working, huh?
Yeah, dude, I've been lucky, you know. It's also work ethic too. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'll send my stuff everywhere, but you also have to deliver. At the end of the day, you know, somebody can only hand you the ball. If you don't score the touchdown, you're not going to get the part. So, you know, I'm always grateful for any opportunity. And you know, like I said, with film festivals, you know, I get rejected from some, I get praised in others. Same thing with roles. Sometimes, even if I get an audition, I don't get the part. But what I like to think, and I think the truth of it is for any artist, and you know this, is that even if you're not right for one project, they might have you in mind for something else.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, so you did a lot of pre-production, a lot of casting. Is it starting to open up? Have you worked yet since all the corona, or not yet?
Well, the cool thing is just last weekend, Jaylene and I, we did a super skeleton crew, low budget short horror called Airbnb. And we filmed it right at our house. And we have, you know, we were smart with the social distancing guidelines, and we only had a few people, including producer, sound extraordinaire, technical, everything from lights and sound. My friend Joey Mosca helped out. And it stars local talent Lorena Gonzalez and this very talented upcoming actress Molly Esther Wilson. So this short film really pushes the boundaries, I think, of short horror. You know, it's again, this is going to be a strong kind of thing. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do believe if it finds the right horror audience, that it's going to kick ass in film festivals. So that's the only thing I've done since last March.
Yeah.
And it was right around the time the last Bright Side was. I worked with awesome director Lance Reha on a short called The Acquisition, which is also starting its film festival run. So
yeah, we have that for Bright Side if we ever get the chance to have Bright Side. It was supposed to be this past weekend, but
that'll be awesome. I look forward to it. You know, whenever it happens, I get it. Yeah. You guys are doing the smart thing. And it'll be cool whenever it is to actually be there, because I've been to a few online festivals, and that's awesome. But there's nothing like being there, meeting people, taking pictures, having a few drinks, and just really enjoying the ceremony.
With that fest, we had the opportunity to be able to hold off at least until March is the next one. So as long as it's before March, we're good. And we have an open invite with Tommy and all that. So just got to wait it out.
Tommy Two Scoop, shout out. Great guy, great place. And I got to head over to Bright Side. I see they're doing some cool things. They do like jazz nights and comedy nights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went over to say, during all this, I had to actually go into New York one day. So I went and I stopped by. It was a really hot out that day. But I went over there for lunch. So he was really happy to see me and talk
cool,
about this stuff. So, we're going to continue doing it, which is great because it's always a good opportunity. And we're like, oh, should we do it online for that? And he's like, no, just do it. Even if we can't have like a full house, just do it. So
yeah, totally. Whenever it is, I'll be there. It's a good time, and a lot of talented people come out for that. Bright Side is the best of a local talent mixed with Hollywood and Broadway. It's really moving up in the world. I'm always happy to be there, even if I'm just hanging out and having the coldest beers in town.
Yeah, so it's but I do miss those days and going to film festivals. So hopefully we'll get to do that soon, as well as work on these films. So you have a big lineup here. You got a bunch of different parts I saw that are up and coming. Are there any that are going to start soon, or they have no idea yet and there's just pre-production and they might even cross over?
Yeah. Well, a few that I am working on now, first of all, there's Buzzkill Palm Beach, which is a sequel to Buzzkill New Jersey. Buzzkill New Jersey won the award, the Fangoria Award, at last year's NJ HorrorCon. So I have to say, and I'm sure you promote the same stuff, I can't underestimate how good film festivals are for aspiring artists to meet each other.
Yeah.
Because the writer, director, leading actor, Joe Varolo, was there at HorrorCon. And when his film won that year, and I was there last season, I remember, having...
Yeah, we were there.
having some beers with you and Larry. And I just started BSing with Joe. And then I just, said, hey, let's exchange information. We kept in touch. And then, he cast me for his sequel, which is called Buzzkill Palm Beach. So most of the movie's going to be filmed in West Palm Beach, Florida. But there's also parts that are going to be filmed in Belmar, which is great for me because I'm a Jersey guy. So Joe is going to try to get me some shots between Belmar and then random parts of Jersey. So when I do go to Florida, I don't have to be there for as long.
That's great.
But to answer your question, because I realize I'm doing very roundabout answers.
That's okay.
Joe, he emailed me and he wants to probably start shooting soon. So, we just do it in a smart way. We do it where it's, and I think that'll be the first of the few projects that I recently booked that we're going to dive into. And the original film, Buzzkill New Jersey, is available to watch on Amazon Prime. I just checked it out. It's a fun feature, and it's got some cool people. And this one, I get to play one of the major characters, the second lead, Jeff, and my character's best friends with his character. And we're going to face some like crazy obstacles in this horror kind of project.
Wow, that's great. That's really cool. And then do you have any other ones you do, like shorts or any more features? I saw some other things you said that you were casting for. Yeah,
I just got booked in a feature that's going to shoot next year in Kansas City. It's with this cool director, Robbie Lopez. You could follow Crude Comics on Instagram, and they have a Facebook page too. It's called Cult of Blood, and I have a major role in that. And they're not.
How'd you go about that? Was that like online? Did you like cast online for that, or?
All right, so an actress, Alex Faye Standagian. She does a lot of stuff. I'm sure you've seen her. She was in Carmen, fantastic actress. She got cast in another Robbie Lopez film called I forget the name of the film. She's doing a different film with this director, so I congratulated her and posted about it on Instagram. And then I said, I'd love to work with you guys. And she put in the good word for me. And then I sent this gentleman my reel, and he liked me, and he offered me one of the leading roles in his new film.
Wow.
And what do you call it? I went to Staples last week, and I just printed out the letter of intent and signed the pre-contract. So, I'm legally allowed to say that next year, for about a week or so, I'll be in Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll be shooting Cult of Blood. It's got some cool people attached, and it's going to be wild. That film is best described as From Dusk Till Dawn meets Green Room. And I get to play, like, you've seen some of my weird characters. This is going to really, be right at the top of my strange list. Oh. And I got a good idea for it, and it's going to be an original kind of look, and it's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So, but that's not for about a year or so.
Yeah. So, what do you prefer? What genre do you prefer acting in? Because you do everything. You do comedy, drama, all across the board. What is your preference, or you just really don't care?
I guess when I started, I got mostly comedy stuff. Mm-hmm. So then when I got the opportunity to do drama, I think I kind of, wanted to prove myself in that aspect. I think a lot of actors and directors, they're always trying to, push the envelope and say like, oh, grass is greener on this side. I don't want to be the comedy guy. I don't want to be the drama guy. I like to pride myself with like versatile stuff. So for me, like my dream is to be like the character actor kind of guy. So I don't care about the leading part. I care about the interesting part. I care about something fun, something controversial, something just like badass. That I want to be everything from the villain to, the funny neighbor. So I don't really have a preference as long as it's something that challenges me or scares me. That's the part that I would definitely audition for.
Cool. And after I know you won an award at our festival, and you won
man,
at other ones too. I mean, were we like one of the first, and then it kind of went crazy, or you won some others, and you've been doing pretty well on the circuit right now in the festivals, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate, and I have to give Brightside a huge shout out because it was about 2 years ago that I got my first ever acting nomination. It was for a Joey Mosca's film In the Blood, and you guys gave me a Best Actor in a Horror nomination for that film, and I was excited because I was like, wow, like that. Coming from a guy that's been around 10 years and is relatively unknown, and like I have another job, and I'm the struggling artist and all that, like that was like a big deal to me, and it really made my night. I remember I just like I had work the next day, and I was just like partying, like I didn't care. It meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And then I got I got lucky. One of the first awards I won was Best Supporting Actor in a Feature Film at Golden Door in 2018 for Yellow Scare, and another shameless Narrow Bridge Films plug. Yellow Scare will be on Amazon Prime soon, and I won Best Supporting Actor for that. I played Drunken Pilot, which was fun. And then, like I said, not too much longer, I worked up the courage to then Tell Me Something Good out. In the first place, it was Brightside and Point Lookout, which was cool because another great festival, Point Lookout.
Yeah.
I won my first ever and only to this point writing award for best concept for Tell Me Something Good, which was really cool because obviously I keep acting as like the top of where I want to be, but a distant second is writing, because I just think it's fun to take all these creative ideas and put it down on paper and then just make it happen.
Have you been writing during all this at all? I mean, it's been since March, so have you been sitting down writing different things?
Yeah, the short film that we just filmed last weekend, Airbnb, Jaylene and I co-wrote it, and we bounced a few ideas off each other before we came up with like a 10-page kind of script.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with a short film, you don't want to lose anyone's interest and go like over 15 minutes.
Yeah, no.
But I'm also not a huge fan of the short genre, even though I've done a few, so I'm not criticizing it. But I feel like the sweet spot is like 7 to 12 minutes, where you can really hold the audience if you do your job.
Yeah, that's definitely like the good. Coming from someone that does a lot of film festivals, those are my favorites.
Yeah, man, those are good. Yeah, it's just fun. You never get bored, whether you like it or hate it. If it tells a story A to B or leaves it open ended or closed, I like that.
I always like to see those kind of films and be like, I can see that as a feature, and that's kind of like a lot of the directors want you to think, okay, that could be a feature. Give me money, let's make it.
Yeah, well, that would be nice too. I think that's my next goal at one of these film festivals is, a financier sees one of my projects and just says, here's X amount of money, go make the feature and get me my money back and then some. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I think, independent artists, we do this because we love it. It's great when paychecks come, but if they don't, you're still having a good time and you're doing it. And I think that shows in your work. I wouldn't be doing this for 12 years, if I didn't love it to begin with. And this past year, I've been grateful because I've been able to book some work that's going to ultimately, get me from part-time to, knock on wood, full-time, hopefully sooner than later. And that's really my end game in the next year or so, to just go one step higher. Mm-hmm. And really try to make a career out of this hobby I've had for so long, because that's my dream, and I think my time's coming.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I think it's coming because you got a lot going on, so that's like the next step, right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I just I recently booked this feature film called Mixer. And there's a lot of talented people involved. This guy, Tom O'Brien, shout out to him. He's the lead actor, writer. Paul Mormando, Sarah Teed, who's a great actress. I think she's won something at Brightside at some point. Yeah. Vince Edgehill is a great actor that I've worked with at Brazen Giant Ensemble. And the star of the movie is Tara Reid, and she's a big deal. So I'm excited to just be on a film with her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I got cast as a police officer, Officer Barone. It's going to be like a psychological thriller. We're going to film it in New Jersey. It would have started this summer,
Yeah.
but right now we're on hold. But it was just one of those things where, cool, I'm in it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm in,
That's
and
awesome.
I have clearance to say that I'm in. So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Caster Fagan, the director, for giving me that chance, and to Tom. And so a lot of other talented people on that list. I was looking at the IMDb page. I'm like, wow, it's still in development on the
Yeah.
page.
Total
So
New Jersey film too, right? Total
yeah, if
all
you
New
have
Jersey. Even
anybody that
Kyrene's
has,
from Jersey. She's from New Jersey.
that's awesome. Yeah, anyone that has IMDb Pro can see like the list in development on there. And that's something I'm super excited to get involved with. And I feel like it's just the momentum is picking up. Like you never know. I always like to say yes to projects. I like to work with local artists. I like to work with anybody that reaches out to me, for the most part. If I like the script, if I like the character, it's something I'm most likely gonna agree to do.
Yeah,
It's nice
absolutely.
to be working for more than pizza these days, but there's nothing wrong with that either. To
No.
anyone that's just starting, do it because you love it, and don't worry about the paychecks and all that. That stuff will hopefully come later. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gearing up right now. I'm like, I just want to work on something just for like, well, school starts in another month. So then I get busy. But other than that, I'm like, I want to make a film. So
Right. Yeah. No,
hopefully
are you working on anything?
you know what? We got things in the making, but kind of holding off. But I am jumping on as a producer on a few things. But I got that. I want to write, but I just can't. I'm like, I got that writer's block right now. Like you want to do it, but I'm all over the place because especially during this time, you're like, I can't focus. I'm all over. Like I want to sit down and write. I don't know if you went through that at all. But I'm going through that. Like, oh, I want to write a comedy. I want to write this. I want to write this. I'll do a feature. I want to do a short. I want to do a quick. I can't focus. So I don't know. When you were writing, were you going through kind of the same thing?
Oh yeah, I've been super productive some days, and then other days I've lost to just napping and drinking beer and ordering pizza, and then it's just like, all right, we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting dynamic. At least in my brain, I could either be like the world's most ambitious guy, or I could be just a lazy bum.
Yep.
And because of Corona and not much going on, it could go either way with a flip of a coin.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Corona short films as soon as we get out of this. But you know what? I really don't want to. I don't want to watch it.
Right. I don't want to focus on that. When we were doing this new short film, I was like, what? Maybe one of the characters could wear a mask to reflect on the times. And I thought, like, no, I think when this is over,
Put it
God
behind
willing,
us, right?
later, let's just forget about it. Let's
Yeah.
write it off as a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully 2021 resumes with fun things like, film festivals. There's like Hang On to Your Shorts. I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to go to NJ HorrorCon. Hopefully that, in March, everything is back to normal. That was one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to keep putting that off. They kept trying. So I guess March is the next one. I really hope they have it.
Yeah.
I'd like to be there. So
me too. And there are some great ones like Bergenfield International Film Festival, New Jersey, some really good Larry Rosen festivals that I've sent some of my projects to. And I'm just sad because we could have had like a really fun summer just going to these things and meeting people.
It'd just be really nice to just go back into a movie theater and sit for once,
And that too, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Netflix and Prime and all that, but I would love to sit in a theater. That was my big thing. A lot of people are beach people. I'm a movie guy. I could go to a movie at 10 a.m., be the first person there, ideally the only person there. I sneak in like Dunkin' Donuts coffee, enjoy it.
Absolutely. Just being in the summer, it's air conditioned. I used to do that just to relax, go watch a movie in the air conditioned early on in the summer day. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Same thing. Get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Be the only one in the theater. I want to see this indie film. It's cold in here. It's great. I'm by myself. Watch it. Can't do it.
I hear you, man. And actually, the newest thing I'm doing, which is going to be very soon, is a short film called Not Alone. It's also directed by Lance Reha. Like I said, he's the last gentleman I worked with before COVID, and I think we're going to do this before September. Same thing, bare bones kind of crew, so it'll be safe.
Yeah.
and it'll be nice. And the film has nothing to do with coronavirus, which is refreshing.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, before we get going here, because it goes fast, like I said, these things go really fast.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
want you to, is there anything that people can see, like your Facebook, not Facebook page, but do you have any websites that people could go to? Where can they watch your films? I know you promoted some, but if you want to go promote them all, Ming's been putting them down to the right there on the so people can see, but we want to promote your stuff so people can go check it out. So what are like the major things you want people to check out?
Thank you.
Media and stuff.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll plug away a little bit. If you check out my IMDb page, Dan Gregory or Daniel Michael Gregory, I have all of my press links on there. I've been lucky to get some press from Hoboken Magazine, NJ.com, Vocal. Recently, I did the Mama Rose show, which was featured on Broadway World. So my IMDb page has not only all the films I've done, but a lot of stuff that's in pre-production, and I'm very I religiously update that with pictures and links to films.
Yeah.
And also, I've been trying to push my Instagram. So if you want to follow me, anybody that's watching, follow me at Daniel Michael Gregory, # Daniel Michael Gregory. I keep that packed with the latest media that I could legally speak about in terms of films and theater and stuff like that.
I'm getting better at Instagram, so people could friend me too. No, I'm just getting growing.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
on Facebook for so long. Instagram's starting. I'm starting to work it more.
Yeah, I've been very blessed to have some great people who are supportive on Facebook, and I know that Jaylene has told me, she's like, you got to get on Twitter. So I have a Twitter page now, Real Dan Gregory on Twitter, and I have Instagram. I'm just not as proficient on those apps. I even went back on and got my LinkedIn going, so we dusted that one off.
Yeah, I never really did much Twitter, but we actually do it for school. So my Twitter is my, school Twitter. So, but
that's awesome.
It's it's been good. So everything's been good with the school stuff, but we don't even know.
Yeah, I saw your some of your students have been winning awards at festivals and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing well, and then a couple graduated, and we got into this festival, Dances with Films, out in L.A., California, which was our goal, and we wanted to go.
Yeah,
because of the Chinese theater, my students, they're graduating, like, we're gonna go to LA, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get in. Well, we got in, but now it's online.
All right, okay. Congratulations to you and the students. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and you never know, maybe one of these students in 3 or 4 years gives you a call, and they're you might have just taught the next Quentin Tarantino, and then you guys go and do something amazing.
Yeah, that would be like one of the best feelings. Like when you do this as a teacher, it's really cool to kind of pass it on and see them grow and see their future. It's awesome, and see where they come from. So I get a couple people that get into film school every year now. So, and I'm only doing it for 3 years, so it's only 3 years.
Oh, that's awesome. Actually, just the marketing team from New York Film Academy just emailed me today. They want to do an interview, and I
work with them. I work with the Film Academy. They come to my school every year. They're great people.
That's what I mean. That's so cool. 10 years ago, I went there. I took a 3-month filmmaking, acting for film class, and the acting branch back then was in Soho. And I still to this day, because I'm all about connections and networking. Still to this day, I'm friends with a lot of the people I went to school with, including one of my favorite teachers, Jessica Rotondi. We worked on a short film a few years later. And I believe that, it's good to keep in touch with people, and training is huge. And even if you don't necessarily go by everything you learned with acting school, you could still, at some point, go in your tool bag for something and say, oh, wow, I remember this technique, or I remember these people, and you don't burn bridges. And I think it really helps with your career.
Awesome. Well, it's been great having you on. That was like really, really fast half hour.
Yeah, it was. Dude, thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of yours and all your festivals, and stay safe, my friend.
Yeah. So, we're on here right now live on Facebook. We're also going to be on my YouTube page, Cullen on Film. It takes a little bit. I'm a little bit behind putting shows on, but it'll be up there shortly, as well as SoundCloud. So
Cool.
You're going to be all over the place, and we get a lot of views. Thank you, people, for listening and watching, because, it's all started with Hang On to Your Shorts, but then, it branched off to this, and it's been doing really well, and it's really cool to have you on and to have more people know who you are here and watch the episode. And you never know.
Well, thanks for having me, and I will be sharing it on all these platforms. So it's a pleasure.
Great, man. All right. I'll see you soon, hopefully.
All right, my friend. Take care.
You see it.